Find yourself getting very picky about your SSMS 21 settings, and you'd like to just set them once and be able to move them from instance of SSMS to instance of SSMS, so on and so forth? We're going to use what we learned from last video about Git integration in tandem with the import and export settings capabilities of SSMS to show an easy way to manage your settings in every location of SSMS on today's chapter of DataBard. DataBard, 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 DataBard. Hoi, hoi, hoi. Okay, so this is an educational video to help people understand how to use SSMS 21 effectively. But that doesn't really help unless people know that this video exists. So, if you would like to please help the community, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that other people and the YouTube algorithm, more importantly, knows that this video is helping people learn how to use SSMS 21. Also, if there's anything I can help research for you to help you learn how to be more efficient as a data professional, let me know in the comments what sorts of problems do you need solved. I will do my best to answer those questions in future videos. Doody-doo, don't mind me, just doing my thing. Bowser, really, did you have to? What? Gotta find a new spot. I'll do it right here.
That was sassy.
What? Alright, enough of that. Let's actually get into the demo. So this tip focuses on the unique user experience that SSMS 21 provides. It has all of these configurations, various things that we can do now. We have a dark theme, but I'm a developer that works in many environments, and I don't necessarily have the same SSMS instance that I use time in and time out. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to configure things once and to just be able to migrate it? Well, this is building off of a feature that SSMS has had for quite some time, is the ability to import and export settings. Not just databases, but settings. Let's take a look. If I go under Tools, and I go under Options, and I go under Import and Export Settings, automatically save my settings to this file, and by default it picks a location within my C directory. This is all default installations for this PC. What if I want to repoint this to a different location on my PC? Perhaps a Git repo? Let's open up one of the Git repos we used in a previous video here, SQL scripts. I'm going to right click this and I'm going to open the folder in File Explorer. And it's just a folder directory, just like everything else. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, and then under Tools Options, we'll go back in here, and we're going to change the location of our settings file. We're going to move it to this, which is where our repo is. And we'll say default settings.vs settings. All right. And hit OK. And just like that, VSS settings shows up here. If I want to take a look at the actual definition itself here, I can do that. But that's a whole lot of stuff to have to make adjustments on here. So instead, I'm going to make sure that I get this added in to source control. So add in default settings.vs settings. And there I added in to my master branch. A quick check of view all commits. There's me adding that in. Great. Now let's test and see if this actually works. So now we've got this in source control. Let's at least export our settings. So let's make a change first. Let's go to Tools. We'll change into our ever popular dark theme. Then we're going to use the import and export settings. And let's check all the settings that we want to export. Things like options that are in there, gives us a sensitive information warning. But our settings for source control, even SSMS Copilot settings are in here as well. And let's change this to default settings. .vss settings. Do I want to replace the existing file? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Stuff was successfully exported. All right. Let's do a quick check on the file settings just to see. Actually, our initial settings didn't have a whole lot set. There's a whole lot of additional settings that came out with just doing the export. All right, good. Let's go ahead, stage the change. Updates to default settings. We'll commit stage. We'll commit stage. We'll push it. And it's out into our remote branch. Now, we've moved to an SSMS 21 environment on a new laptop, and it has all of the default settings. We have changed nothing from it. We're going to see if we can update it from the VSS settings file that we set up on our other device and import it into Git. First of all, that means we have to get things from Git. So, I went into the cloner repository UI. I copied in the URL necessary to clone it from GitHub, pasted it into this prompt, hit clone. That gets a copy of all the files onto my local PC. Oh, but I do need to sign in. Now that I have signed in, we're going to try one option, which I thought would be simpler, of essentially taking the settings section for the import and export file and trying to overwrite the value to point to where it is in source control. So you can see here, I'm in the settings, I'm trying to adjust the file path, so it's now pointing to my GitHub repository, the local location for it, changing the value so that it lines up with the file in source control. Hit OK, and it changed the file. Quick checking a differential on it, what happened is by setting that value, it reset all of the settings that were in that file and overwrote what was there, which isn't what we want. We'll choose option 2, which is Tools, Import and Export Settings Wizard. We'll choose the import option here. This is a default environment, so we don't want to save anything, so we'll say no. And then in here, we're going to reference the default VSS settings file that I created by looking in the directory, finding the file, and hitting next. We'll say we'll import everything by default, and just like that, dark theme is on from a VSS settings file that was coming from our GitHub repo. There you go. A quick way to manage your settings across any instance of SSMS 21. I'm guessing that some of the settings contained within the file may not work in previous versions of SSMS, so be aware of that if you choose to use this approach. But beyond that, for features SSMS 21 and beyond, this should be a great way to set those settings once and be able to use them wherever you go. Thank you for watching, and if this is helpful, like, subscribe, and ask those questions about how else I can help you. For now, I'm Data Bard, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Today's chapter may be done, but that doesn't mean the story is over. If you are looking to work with someone like me to improve your data strategy or implementation, go to bakertilly.com/digital, fill out the contact form, and let's see how we can help you take the next step on your data journey.